This is Stephanie Washer, and this is for my Cisco 2 course, and we're going to go over DHCP version 4 commands in our topology that we've been working on. And remember, I've got all of this stuff working in here, so really this is very similar to our hands-on final. We're going to start with router 1. And we're going to get in here, and what we need to do, there are a couple things we need to do. And this is DHCP version 4. This is not version 6, just version 4. And in our topology, we're going to create a pool for PCA and PCB to get an IP address. And remember, PCA is on VLAN 20 and PCB is on VLAN 30. So we have a pool for each one. And then we're going to make some changes. We're going to have a default router and we're going to have a domain name. So we're going to add that in there too so that the PCs can pick those up. And then we're going to exclude our router and switch addresses. So those are a couple things that we're going to do. And we're all doing it all on the router. So let's get into it. Let's get into the router. Okay, so now we're in the router. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into global config mode because we haven't done anything much except for show commands outside of global config. Now we're going to go and we're going to type in IP DHCP pool. VLAN 20 is our pool name. So it's IP DHCP pool and then we name it. This one I named VLAN 20. And then we have our network that we're going to use. And so we're going to use... we have our range of network IP addresses that we're going to use. So we've got 192.168.2.0 because that is what the network is in here, and I'll show you. So VLAN 20 is 192.168.2.0/24, and then 30 is 3.0. So that's what we are going to do. All right, so network 192.168.2.0, we got to put in our subnet mask. Then we're going to do some, extra commands. We don't have to have these in here, but we can set the default router, which we will want to set the gateway. So default router would be the gateway. So it should set the gateway for us. So 192.168, and our router interface is 2.1. You could go back and check the G001.20 IP address to make sure that they're correct, but I know it is. We could set a DNS server name. We're going to set the domain name. We can type exit to get out. And we already did the network. That's one we have to do. And anytime you add any no in front of it, you're just getting rid of it. So we're not going to worry about anything, but we already typed in the network. We're going to do the default router, and then we're going to do the domain name. RVC.com. That's all I'm doing. Let's see. Maybe I'm typing in something wrong. Let's do this. No, that's right. Can't do delete. Let's do question mark. Oh, I hit domain name twice. Oh my goodness sakes. Domain dash name, that would help. There we go. So now that we finally got that in there, and what happens, I always leave the dashes out. You know this. I've done it all the time, and I don't ever edit out all my mistakes because I go through things so fast sometimes that it's nice to see me do a mistake, I'm sure. So domain name, rvc.com. Then we're going to go do the next pool. You can exit out if you want, if it makes you feel better, but you don't have to. So IP DHCP pool, VLAN 30 this time. Then we're going to do network 192.168.3.0 with the 255. And then we're going to do our default router again. Honestly, we could probably do up arrow. I got so many mistakes, my up arrow may not work. Yeah, my up arrow doesn't work. So default router 192.168.3.1. And then domain name, domain dash name, rvc.com. There you go. And I'm going to change that up here. Now I'm going to exit out because this is just in global config mode, not in our DHCP pool config area. So what we want to do is we want to exclude our router address and our switch addresses. And so we're just going to exclude the first 20 addresses in each VLAN. So we're going to type in IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.2.1, and then we do a space, and then we do the next 192.168.2.20. So that is our range. And what I'm going to do is all we need to do is change out the 3 for our next one instead of typing it all in. So we've got our DHCP pool, and we've got our excluded addresses, and we're going to check with show run. Let's see what we got here. So our excludeds come up first, and then our pools come up second. And now is going to be the moment of truth. Let's go to PCA and double check and make sure that it is DHCP. We didn't do IPv6, but we're going to set that to DHCP, and then we're going to go to PCB, and we're going to set that to DHCP. And what I'm going to do is go back in, and look, it did get an IP address. It got the very first one. So 192.168.2.21 came through. We didn't add a DNS server, but we could have. That would have been on there. It showed us our correct default gateway. I'm worried about PCB. I don't know if, yeah, PCB made it. So 192.168.3.21. When you're doing packet tracers, it will take a minute on some of the packet tracers, so sometimes you have to speed up time. Fast forward your time so it'll get it. So that is DHCP. It's all done, all set to go. And DHCP, not only just regular DHCP, it's using 2 different VLANs. So that is everything. If you have any questions, email me at s.washer@rockvalleycollege.edu or message me through Netiquette. Have a great day.